Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about some topic that has been weighing on my mind, depression and anxiety in motherhood. I think I've talked on my channel before about how I had a diagnosis of social anxiety disorder from when I was in college, and I've kind of been dealing with that a little bit my whole life. I've always been a shy person. Definitely introverted, but just because you're introverted doesn't mean you have social anxiety. Those are two different things. But a lot of times with people with social anxiety, you will find that there are more introverted people sometimes. Sometimes they're very outgoing. I knew somebody, anyways, that's a tangent. So, what am I doing here? A little bit of an update. So excuse my messy desk. I was sick. I still am sick. You could probably hear it in my voice. And so I haven't been maintaining my desk as well as I should, and I need to organize it. But anyway, what I'm doing here is I am embarking on doing some marketing for my private practice. I decided that I'm going to go the route of social media. Even though I'm not a huge fan of social media myself, it's a very affordable way to do marketing. Recently my husband was laid off, so now it's just me being the person who, is making money at this point. By the time that this video goes out, he might have a job already. He already has two things that he's interested in, or two jobs that he's interested in, and he's putting out feelers. So basically his pharmacy that he was working at downsized, and after letting him go and another pharmacist go, they told everybody apparently that they're going to let another pharmacist go. And I'm like, well, if they had a meeting to let everybody who's left there know that they're gonna let go of another pharmacist, then why didn't they do that meeting a few weeks ago and let everybody know that they were going to let go of 3 pharmacists? So we knew, people would know it was coming and maybe even start looking for a job. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. The whole thing. Layoffs are just, I hate how people let people go. You go to work one day and then before you even have a chance to sit in your seat, they're letting you go. Why did you let me come all the way to work if you were just going to fire me? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that's where we're at right now, and I figured there's a lot of different ways to market for private practices. A lot of people prefer to use Google and do Google ads. I don't want to spend the money on that right now, so I'm trying to do the most affordable things that I can think to promote my business. And I have been getting people, it's so funny, last year after I gave birth, I told you guys I was having meetings with different businesses in the area and leaving my brochures. Well, I never got any clients out of that until just recently. Somebody called me because they found my brochure at one of those places. So, marketing and networking is definitely a long haul type of thing. Just because you put in the work now doesn't mean that you're going to see a return immediately. It might be a year from now or whatever. So that was really encouraging, because I was like, okay, good, I didn't waste all my time after having just given birth to my son. Meeting with all these people. I didn't waste my time doing those meetings. Something came out of it, so that's good. But anyway. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the most affordable things to do, and that let me do TikTok, which I know they're going under a thing where if they don't sell their company to another business in the US, it might close down. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I'm also thinking about also doing Instagram as well, just in case. I also have an Instagram account. I just kind of abandoned it. I told you I'm not a social media person, but when it comes to this, it's my business, I have to, market it. I'm gonna be more active with that, and I have to I'm in the process of coming up with a plan as we speak right now for how I'm gonna engage my Instagram along with my TikTok, and how that's gonna go together. But anyway, by the time this video goes out, I'll probably have figured it out already. I'll definitely have figured it out already. But anyway, so long story short, or short story long, I don't know. Basically, how I'm doing it is I've decided to do something kind of a little bit different on my TikTok. A lot of therapists on TikTok do talking head videos where they're telling you psychoeducation, or they're doing like different acting routines or whatever, or they're doing little, you know, using sounds and like pointing at the air as they put like words up on the screen. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's just not my personality. And so that's another reason why I haven't really engaged too much in social media. I have to, if I'm doing social media, it has to be something that is going to be fun enough for me to want to keep doing. Like, it has to be interesting to me. So, all that being said, what am I doing here? I'm setting up a scene that I'm going to show you a clip of it later, but basically I've decided to do mochi pimple popping is what it's called. And I've found I like watching those videos on TikTok. It's just so weird. I like watching those videos on TikTok, and a lot of people like watching it, and I'm showing you a little clip of what I've done. But basically what you do is you just inject these little squeezy things with like lotion or Vaseline or whatever, and then you pop them like they're pimples, and people watch it. And I was thinking, like, maybe I will somehow make it psychoeducational, talk about different coping skills, or just giving words of encouragement through these videos. I also decided to not just do this, but other forms of creative coping techniques for anxiety, anger, and stress, and depression. I was talking to somebody about this book recently, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love watching those videos. And she was also saying that she likes to watch the slime videos, and they just calm her. I don't know what it is, honestly, but these things do calm some people, and I enjoy watching it myself. So I'm like, I can make these videos and I can do them and have fun with it, and that is going to be a way that I'm going to be able to stay engaged with it. So I'm going to do that. I also decided I'm going to try decorating like press-on nails, because that's another thing on TikTok a lot of nail artists are doing. I don't want to be a nail artist by any means, but doing my nails was something I used to love doing, and I haven't done it since before I had kids, because I haven't had time. And obviously, like, I can't walk around with like wet nails and I'm chasing a toddler and a baby around. So I'm thinking about, you know, incorporating that somehow too as a creative way of coping with stress and anxiety, because when I do have a moment, I do like to escape and put press-on nails on my nails. But how fun would it be to decorate them? And then just doing something like talking about, you know, different ways of coping with anxiety. How did I cope with anxiety today? How does this act help me? And I do have like an art therapy book as well that I've been using with clients that give me some ideas of how to incorporate like deep breathing and coping skills into different forms of creative expression of emotions and things like that. So I'm playing with some ideas. By the time this video goes out, I'll know exactly what my concept is and what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it. Anyway, that leads me into the segue of talking about how when you become a mom, I've seen so like many women who feel like they've lost a sense of identity, like they don't even know who they are anymore, because the gap between not being a mom and then becoming a mom is huge. Like I'm stuttering because I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, I know who I used to be, right? Like, I know I used to love doing my nails. I always had colorful nails on. Like, I would always just have like these nice designs that I would do on myself. And I used to love like just hanging out, just being, and I just loved wearing a lot of colorful clothes. And I look at my old pictures and I'm like, where did that person go? And so I think that a lot of women come to me because of depression that happens like from a loss of identity. Like, it's not even if you're a working mom and you're not a stay-at-home mom, you're not at home taking care of your kids 24/7, you still lose a sense of identity, because it's like your life has become so ingrained in the family, what the family needs, and then also working. And then stay-at-home moms feel similarly, like your life becomes ingrained in the family and what the family needs, and all the other stuff that you used to enjoy is no longer interesting. So it's like, can be kind of depressing because it's like, well, now who am I? And how do I figure out who I am? And so for me, I think that this is another creative way of exploring these things, because as I engage more in like different things that people are doing currently to deal with their anxiety and depression, the clinician side of me is wondering, well, what is the draw? Like, what is it actually doing that's making people feel calm? And there's not very much research out there on it at this point because it's new. But also, like, why am I getting so excited about it? Like, why am I excited about it? And maybe, like, this is another form of my identity, creating creative ways of coping and figuring out how to marry those things with helpful mental health tips and techniques. So that's the one thing I like about my field, is that I have the opportunity to be creative and explore different things. And also I get to understand my clients at an intimate level because I'm experiencing similar struggles. You know, as a mom of two with two young kids, where my life is completely wrapped around my family at this point, and I have a business, obviously. But there's still that, like, my life, you know, I'm doing the business for my family. If I didn't have my family, like I didn't have my kids, I would be working for somebody else full time. I know that for a fact, because the only reason I went into private practice was to have the autonomy for my family. So I can feel what the other women that I'm meeting with, you know, in therapy are feeling. I can identify with that on a personal level because I'm experiencing it. So I feel like that's one of the things I like about my field, is that I can have lived experience with some of the things that people are having experiences with. But here I'm showing you a clip of basically what the pimple popping thing is that I'm talking about. It just calms people, and they like the sounds. So like the ASMR, I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but like basically like different kinds of sounds can give people like tingly feelings or relaxing feelings and things like that. I just like watching it for the visual ASMR purpose of it. I've noticed that I like to watch dirty things get clean. I like to watch pimples get extracted. I don't know, it's weird. But there are people like me out there who like this content, and for those people, I'm going to make content that is going to not just provide this visual ASMR, but also giving you helpful mental health and mental wellness, you know, techniques, tips, and things, and busting different myths and things like that. And I think that's kind of going to be my style. So how does this play into anxiety and depression? Because you're able to, like I said, this is something that I enjoy doing. It's kind of like a me time, and it's just quiet time for me, and I get to do something that is enjoyable to me. And other people find enjoyment in it as well, and they find relief from anxiety symptoms as well. So I think that that kind of marries and plays into that. And I encourage you, if you're struggling with anxiety or depression or anything like that, to figure out what are those things that are like, you know, that you look forward to, that kind of like help to relieve some of those symptoms or some of those stressors. Because it might not be something like simple, like writing in your journal. Some people don't like to write in their journal. Some people have told me that that gives them more anxiety. Some people have told me writing lists or schedules is even more anxiety provoking. So think outside the box and see what else works for you. So I thought this would be a good video to put on YouTube, just so that if you're in private practice, you can see that like you can market to your audience, and stay true to yourself and what you like, and don't try to do everything that other people are doing, because it'll help people to see like what they're going to get if they're working with you. Are you a creative person, and what ways do you incorporate therapy work? And I think that's so important. So make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my journey. Thanks for watching. Bye.